And now the main event of the night, BJ Penn versus Nick Diaz. I'm not even that. Uh, I would say I'm not even that depressed that the main event between St. Pierre and Condit got put away. Obviously, it was a fight we wanted to see, but to me, this was going to be the main event all night long. I mean, this fight just has main event and fireworks written all over it. I mean, you have two amazing fighters, BJ Penn and Nick Diaz. I mean, both of them great jiu-jitsu black belts. Both of them great boxers, but very different styles of boxing. I mean, you have Nick Diaz with the pitter-patter punches, uses his reach very well. Not a lot of power behind his shots, but a lot of volume and a lot of speed. Then you have BJ Penn, which also has a lot of speed, but not that technical. He uses more power punches, uses that jab very well, but he will have a huge size reach advantage, disadvantage that will definitely could pose problems for him in the whole stand-up department, in the whole way the angles will be mixed in. I mean, Diaz's jab would just be in his face the whole fight unless he's able to slip in and go in. I am surprised, and I think that will be a big factor, the fact that BJ has been training a lot of wrestling lately, especially with Matt Hughes, and he was even able to out-wrestle John Fitch. That surprised me.
I wasn't expecting that at all.
Yeah, and not only was he such a good wrestler, but he used it so much. He usually is very straightforward about it. Striking, then if he gets taken down, submission, or he goes for one takedown submission. But in that John Fitch fight, he looked more like a wrestler, but in a good way. He wasn't laying and praying, but he was very well-rounded. So if he decides to do that against Diaz, I mean, wrestlers have always been Diaz's kryptonite. So I don't think Diaz can submit him. I don't see BJ submitting Diaz either. I will say that. So I think it all depends on who lands more and if BJ uses his wrestling or not. Also, the whole stamina game will be an issue. Even though it's a 3-round fight, BJ did gas in his last fight against Fitch. He has gassed out before, and Nick Diaz has probably either the best gas tank in the welterweight division or one of the best gas tanks in the welterweight division. I mean, that guy does triathlons. He never gets tired, and he keeps a lot of pressure up, which eventually gets other guys tired.
And he doesn't even get tired when he takes
punches. Yeah, but Diaz does take a lot of damage. I mean, in almost all his fights, he takes a punch, either gets knocked down or takes a knee. He has amazing recovery, very good chin, but he does get put on his butt a lot. So we'll see if BJ has enough power to put him away. I don't think so. I think BJ will win by unanimous decision.
Yeah, this is a very tough fight. Both of the guys have extremely similar styles. You know, it's been talked about who the greatest boxer was at lightweight. Sometime around like a couple of years ago, it was said that BJ Penn was the best boxer at lightweight. It is discussed right now who's the best boxer at welterweight. Nick Diaz has been considering going to boxing. These two guys are extremely good boxers for MMA level. You know, not pro boxers, but for the MMA level, they're pretty good. Their jiu-jitsu, it's none of these guys have been submitted.
Not even close.
Yeah, and it's gonna be a tough fight. Like you said before, the wrestling that BJ Penn showed in the John Fitch fight was amazing. I could never ever imagine BJ Penn taking down a guy with such a wrestling pedigree. So I think that also the thing that you said about the gas tank, it was tricky for Nick Diaz to want BJ Penn to extend the fight to 5 rounds.
Yeah.
That's why, because if it was a 5-round fight, I would definitely give the edge to Nick Diaz, because I am for sure, it's going to be sure that BJ Penn's going to have a tough time finishing Diaz, and vice versa as well. It's going to be tough for each other to finish. So in the 4th and 5th round, probably Nick Diaz would have gotten the edge, but it's not the case. And I think BJ Penn could easily take 2 rounds, and then Nick Diaz takes the 3rd.
Yeah.
So
and Nick Diaz does know how to put the pressure on.
Yeah.
And push guys.
Yeah, it depends if Nick Diaz lands a good body shot or not, because he likes to punch the body too. And I don't know. I have no idea who to pick in this fight, to be honest. And I will go with my instinct. I will say Nick Diaz. He's been fighting that weight class. Penn's gonna give a weight advantage. Penn's gonna give a reach advantage. He's gonna be athletically and physically outmatched by Diaz. Diaz been fighting even in higher weight classes. He's been fighting 183. He packs more weight. He's as technical as BJ, and he's got amazing stand up. And I think he's gonna keep BJ at bay. But I might as well be wrong. I think the fight could go either way, but if I go with my instinct, I'll have to go with Nick Diaz.
By decision?
Yeah, I'll have to say by decision.
Okay. So there you have it. You can leave your comments right below, and it's going to be a good fight, a great event, and I think that main event, we're going to remember that one for a couple of years.
And be on the lookout for Dennis Siver versus Donald Cerrone. That's going to be a hell of a fight.
Hell of a fight. I say Cerrone TKO.
Same thing.
Same thing. There you go.